Today is December 30th. Today's quote is entitled, today's December 30th, today's quote is entitled, "Your anger will punish you." And this is actually from Lord Buddha. I didn't write this. You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger. So what is Lord Buddha saying here? He's saying that we're expert at punishing ourselves. So we use anger against somebody, and consciously or subconsciously, we're trying to upset them. We're trying to put them in their place. We're, at that moment when we're angry, usually trying to make them feel bad about what they did or said. But the person that we're really making feel bad, the person we're really punishing, is not them, but it's ourselves. And so this is important for us to realize, because to overcome anger or overcome these other negative emotions or habits is, as we all know, not easy. But if we begin to realize that when these things are happening, they're punishing us, they're not punishing them, and we want to be a little kinder upon ourselves, it actually helps us release or detach from these emotions. You know, anger is very toxic. Spiritually, obviously, it's toxic. Krishna says in the Gita, the yogi, the spiritual practitioner, should strenuously try to control anger. It's so important to control. It's so damaging. It's actually damaging physically. It's actually damaging emotionally. So when we become angry, we're damaging ourselves on all levels. We're carrying around like a kind of intoxication that's just contaminating our entire body. And we all know when we're angry, we do and say things that we later regret. And then we have examples in Bhagavatam, people like Daksha, who lost his head, literally, when he became upset with Lord Shiva. Look at the ramifications of what happened to Daksha. He actually had his head chopped off for offending Lord Shiva, Ramchandra Puri, and the offenses he made to Mahaprabhu and to Nityananda. Just so many disastrous effects happen when we become angry, sages becoming angry, losing their power. So anger is self-destructive. So is envy, so is lust, you know. And the irony is that we do these things because we think they give us pleasure, like there's some kind of mental gratification in anger, we think, or there's some kind of gratification in fulfilling lust, but it's actually destructive. So in the name of enjoyment, we're destroying ourselves, and that's the paradox. That's the trap of Maya. So, you've heard me tell the story before about the potatoes, the teacher who asked her students, bring potatoes to class, write the name of people you hate on your potatoes. So they all brought their bags of potatoes, one name on one potato. And then she said, carry those potatoes around for the next week. You have to carry them around 24 hours a day. And so obviously they were complaining, heavy, you know, have to shower with it, eat with it, sleep with it, play with it. And so when the week was over, they could put their potatoes down, and she said, I just wanted you to experience what it's like to carry hatred in your heart. You carry these potatoes around you. It was a huge burden, wasn't it? I said, well, when you hate somebody, you're carrying that burden within you. And I thought, such a great story, such a great example. When we realize how much we are harming ourselves and hurting ourselves, it's much easier to stop doing it. It's much easier to detach ourselves. In our forgiveness workshop, we do an exercise where I ask everyone, feel your resentment. Just allow yourself to feel it. And people can actually feel it in their bodies, in their stomachs or chest or neck or head or entirely around their body. And after we did the exercise, I said, did you realize that this is what your resentment feels like? And everybody said, no, I didn't realize how bad it was. I didn't realize I was carrying this. So if you're dealing with resentment or anger or lust or whatever it is you're dealing with, allow yourself to feel it. Just allow yourself to feel that lust or anger or jealousy or envy, and you'll realize how bad it feels, how detrimental it is to you, how toxic it is. how painful it is, how heavy it is to carry. But usually we kind of make believe it's not there, we suppress it so we don't experience it. So it's a great exercise to allow yourself to feel the pain of your own lust or greed or anger or envy, because it'll begin to detach you from it, because you'll realize what you're carrying with you, and you'll realize how detrimental it is to you.